Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I am Ren here and today we are going to heal another dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV. We will be doing a full run of Halatali. This is the fourth dungeon in A Realm Reborn and it's unlocked at level 20. Pretty much it's a dungeon where nothing is too scary. We are still pretty much a tutorial, but let's go again together. Let's have a look about what's happening in the dungeon, what we should be doing in there, and how to heal it in a positive way. If you like Final Fantasy XIV and if you like healing, definitely this is the correct channel for you. We're going to do a full run of every single dungeon inside this game. I will be posting all the videos in my channel, and I really hope you can find these videos helpful for understand how to heal in this game. I won't be covering only White Mage Scholar and only White Mage. I will be covering also Astrologian, Scholar, and Sage when it will be released. So pretty much I'm going for everything I can for help you as much as possible for become a healer in this game. I really think that for now this game needs some more healers. That's why the queue are so fast. And this pretty much these videos are pretty much a good way for understand what you need to do and how to do it. So what I want to show you here, guys, is that what I will do is to be active. Like I won't only be healing our tank here. I will be trying whenever it's possible to do some more damage on the monsters. Why that? First of all, for be, as I said, for be active. So for sure that I am not AFK and doing nothing. I want to help the party clean the dungeon faster, and also it is very important that you get the mindset that you should be doing DPS every time as you can. Why this? I know that as healer, you heal pretty much. It's said in your name. Like, why would you care about DPS? Well, you need to understand that in the very end game, which it means extreme trials, but also savage raids and obviously ultimate, there are a lot of DPS checks, and these DPS checks requires the healers to be active and DPSing. So if you get already the correct mindset and you start DPSing and healing together, then you are ready for the end game. You're already learning how to play the end game in the correct way. That's why I'm putting a lot of focus in these early game videos about this part, because I really think it's very important. It's a crucial step in understanding healing in Final Fantasy. Here, I've noticed that this tank is getting a lot of damage, and this may be because some of his gear maybe it's not too good. Like for example, as you see, it has the XP circlet, and this is a level 15 piece of gear. This is all 15, and we are in a level 20 dungeon. So when I notice these things, I try to heal more. I'm not going so crazy about the DPS because I really don't understand how much damage is the tank taking. So I don't go for the usual around 50% start to heal. I stay a little more than that. I would say around 60% because pretty much I don't know what to expect. Anyway, we are in the first boss room here. The first boss is Firemane, and what will happen is pretty easy. This is the boss. We need to attack it. It's a normal boss. And what is there? This flame pillar. We see some additional monsters going to it. If these monsters touch the flame, they will explode and deal damage on all the party. So pretty much what you want to do is to try to kill them. These small adds called Damantus are doing small damage. The Noxious, which are bigger adds, so you cannot mistake them, they're doing more damage. So you kind of want to clean up them and get rid of them, because if no, your party keeps get damage and it's unnecessary damage. So reach your target, DPS them down, and solve your problems and make your life easier. They're not going to kill you because we are still in the beginning of the game, so they don't want to like traumatize you, but surely they make you understand that if you ignore things in the boss fights, then there will be consequences in future, which is fair, honestly. Like, we don't want to be AFK all the time. Okay. After cleaning the first boss room, we go inside the ethereal flow and we go in the second room. Here, things tends to spice up a little bit because there are more monsters and they are stronger. So you need to expect some more damage, and also some of the monsters will do poison. Poison is a debuff that take part of the HP of the person that is affected with it, and you need to. Oh wow, this is going to hurt. You need to remove it with a spell called Ezuna. It's the same thing we've done in Tantara. Simply, you need to remember to do it. The debuff look red when someone has a red something on them. Is because they have a debuff, and if above this red is there a blue line, as you see, it is possible for you to remove it with Ezuna. If there isn't a blue line, it is not possible for you to remove it. Remember it because it's very important. This rule is applied to every single debuff until the end game. Like, they are all working in the same way, and there's a surprisingly big amount of people that do not understand it. They think Ezuna is completely pointless. I don't even use it. I can tell you 100% Ezuna is also used inside Ultimate's fights, which is the hardest content into the game. If you watch my video about Alexander Ultimate, you will see is there a part in the first phase called Living Liquid where I use Ezuna. So literally, I'm not wasting your time. Learn this rule because it's very, very important. In this part, by the way, as you've seen before, are there monsters, and then are there these things called chain winch. The duty information requires us to activate 5 chain winches, so we need to pretty much kill everything is around them and then activate. Be careful because sometimes after activating one, there may be the possibility that more monsters spawn, like it happened to me before. So I wouldn't go crazy on spawning them all and running as fast as you can, because then it's getting a little bit hard to keep your healing and to actually complete it without dying. Because you're making a mega big terrain. But if you feel confident, do so. Why not? Okay, remember that the snakes are probably the ones that are giving the poison, so be careful about it, because if you get the aggro of them, it's not nice, and in particular if your tank gets debuffed, you need to remember the Zuna. Unluckily, I'm not being too active as DPS. I'm just refreshing the dots because I'm really worried for my tank. The state of ease here plus the poison dot doesn't make me confident in how and when to DPS, which is okay, by the way, guys. Like, it's 10 times better to do less damage but a safe healing than risking heals and then die because you wanted to put out a stone. Like, it's true, you should always DPS every time you can, but you should not let people die. That comes before everything. So if you don't feel confident, then maybe slow down a little bit, or do it from, I don't know, the second round, the third round. Like, these dungeons probably we need to farm them. So if you don't feel too confident in the beginning, just go easier, DPS a little bit less, and clean up. Here, this is the second boss room, and you will notice that the boss is standing inside the water. Why this? This is because the boss has an ability that makes him electrified, and every people that stays inside the water will get a debuff that is not exunable. That is very important. This makes you understand that some debuffs in the fights are depending from the condition of the arena. So if you see a debuff and you cannot remove it, you know there's something wrong. You see the water is all electrified. We need to kill these lightning sprites in order to be able to target the boss. look what happens to me. If I touch the water, I get the dot. If I go out from the water, I do not have the dot. So this makes you understand that the water itself and this part of the arena, it has a mechanic. As you see, guys, you were able in this dungeon to see both the examples. So now you start to understand what are damage and damage over times, debuffs, and arena problems. Let's call them like that. Very, very important, guys, that you start to understand these concepts. That's why they are so early in the game. This is still a little bit more than a tutorial, so it's very good. The problem is that the game itself is not highlighting it to you, like it's showing it, it's putting it under your nose, sure, but you don't have someone explaining you these things. So yeah, that's why I'm also trying to make content and make these guides so that people can pick up these missing things, which are very important. Anyway, we killed the second boss. Are there 2 treasure coffers there? I don't need them, so I will just pass the items. We saw our tank leveling up, which is amazing. I hope that he can get some gear here so he can power up pretty much himself and also the other guys as well with their classes. And we have the last part about the cleaning up. This is a small corridor that is leading straight to the boss room. There some monsters that are mandatory to kill, like this one that are pretty much on our way, and some others that are not as usual. You can decide if you go to do a full clear, so you get the more XP, or if you don't have time, you can just go right, open that boss door, and you go there in the boss room. And luckily here the situation seems a bit spicy because we pull the bombs, and I never trust in bombs because bombs tends to explode. So I'm going like DPS, DPS. There we go. Clear them. We open the loose door, and this is the boss room, as you can see from the usual purple wall. Everything is so good, no problems at all. And we will notice that this boss will recycle a mechanic from the very first boss of this dungeon. Pretty much, you remember that part where I told you there will be a flame in the center and some ads will go to the boss, touch him and exploding? This is going to happen again with Tangata. With the addition that are there also some more ad spawning, which are probably fire sprites, we need to DPS them down as well. So we focus this fire sprite while the tank is tanking. Nothing really scary happening on him, so we remove these fire sprites. These fire sprites we remove them because they are doing a cleave cone AoE on the floor, and it can be annoying to dealing with the DPS, the boss, and also the other monsters like the Damantus. We want to keep the arena nice and clean, so we just go for a full cleanup and we forget about them. Better safe than sorry. Please notice that the damage is so low for now. It wasn't even necessary to heal our tank for now. Obviously, you need to stay out from this fire. If you stay there, then bad things are going to happen to you and your HP. Here, I don't have the ability for kill them in one spell only, but what I can do is put arrow and then the tick itself will take them down. Already use a limit break, which is okay. I don't think we would have enough time for build a second stack, so we'll just use one. Pick up the very first heal, and then we continue. Nagata is already at 23%, so not big time left for him. Unlucky for him. Obviously, when you see weird things on the floor, like the flame markers, go away. Like, do not stay there, it's not needed. Maybe the tank can stay there for trying to keep the positioning, but no, so stay far. And that's pretty much it. This is the dungeon. Very important to understand the dot difference, as we said before, but I spent already a lot of words on that, so I'm not going to be stressing you and repeating you again. So all this stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, for watching. I hope you find my content helpful and enjoyable. I will be covering more and more dungeons every time I can. I'm trying to record a video and put it up on YouTube. And I really would like to get a feedback from you. So there's the comment section of the video. Leave your comments or your requests as well. Let me know what you think about the content that I'm doing. And also remember that I stream like 3 times a week. You can find my profile and my schedule in the video description. Just click there, you go on my Twitch, leave a follow, and everything will be fine. You can't miss it. And when I'll be live, you can come there, talk about the game, chill out, or make your questions about healing or other classes as well. I will be more than happy to help you out. Remember also to leave a subscribe here so you don't miss the next videos. And once again, thank you so much for all the time and effort you put in my content. I really appreciate you to be looking at it and to be learning. So thank you, and I shall see you soon. Bye.